in communism ultimately would be a stateless, cashless society,
Good job.
in which that there's a communal effort to have goods and services not owned by anybody.
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah. So there's this common misconception, and a lot of people who like identify as communists, you'll see repeat this, right? Stateless, classless,
Good
communist
boy.
society, right? Nowhere in any literature does anybody talk about this, right? Like this is not like this is like a made-up thing. This is not like a Marxism thing.
Well, I'm mostly just trying to make sure I get the definitions correct, so I know
Good
that, because every communist kind of has a different flavor of communism.
I understand.
So what would you say communism ultimately ends up being? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. The best way to understand communism is a
Leave
movement,
it.
right?
Leave
a
it.
Historical movement, right? That has happened over hundreds of years, right? That has been built upon and built upon, and the ultimate goal of this movement is to eliminate class contradictions, right? So, just like just like how capitalism eliminated the lords and the serfs, we want to eliminate the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. We don't want to have a class distinctions at all and caste distinctions, right? Like race. We want to have just people.
Yeah,
So
I understand that.
Movement.
Yeah, but
That changes and evolves over time and is implemented in different ways in different places.
But do
Leave it.
Do you see how this is
Leave it.
specifically answering what I'm asking? I'm
Leave
trying
it.
to make sure that I understand. Are we trying to move towards a stateless society, and that is how we remove the idea of class?
Hello. Good night.
Yeah, I mean,
Good boy.
according to Marx,
Good boy. Sit. Sit. Atreus, sit.
the purpose of the state
Sit.
is to maintain class contradictions.
Good boy.
And so if
Come
you
boy.
remove class contradictions, then the state would wither away over time, right? That's Marx. Some people disagree with that. Some people agree with that. You know, me, I don't think that that's necessarily relevant.
That's right. Get better at saying
because
hello.
We're talking hundreds
Better
of years
at
in the
saying
future.
good morning, good night.
Like, we're not talking about recent things.
That's
That's a question for
Well, but
future
ideologically,
generations. That's not a question for
Good.
us.
sure,
Stay.
ideological movements are designed to start the seeds here in order to
Come,
move
boy.
towards some stated goal.
Good job,
there,
sir.
Right. So even if it's this is 200 years, 300 years in the future, that's kind of irrelevant, because you would be moving towards this goal now, and the goal is X.
Oops,
You see
that
what I'm
was
saying? So ultimately, I
Yeah,
guess
and like I said, the goal is
to eliminate
the
class.
goal is like yes.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. So
That's the goal.
so let's start with this idea of class. Do you think that ultimately what the previous caller was trying to get across, I think, when he was saying the defiances of nature, don't you think that class and hierarchy is somewhat ingrained in the human psyche and consciousness for how we develop as tribes,
Buy a
based on
powerful
unique
light
sets that people have that they can
lightsaber.
then capitalize on?
I don't think that there's a universal human nature. No. And there are some hierarchies, but not all.
No, that's not what I'm not even asking if you
like-
believe in hierarchy, but if it's the case that you think that hierarchies are obvious. If you think that hierarchies are often coming together because some people have unique sets that are rare, and because of that, they tend to end up at the heads of these hierarchical structures.
If this is an analysis of capitalism, I completely disagree with this.
No, I'm not
Chris.
giving an analysis yet. I'm just asking a basic question about
Good.
human nature, the view, the compatibility of what you would consider
Break.
this
Good boy.
communism intersecting
You're gonna
with the nature of people.
Well, you're going to have to be more specific, right? Because when you say human nature, right, when you say that the natural tendency of human nature for the best people to end up at the top, well, this clearly isn't the case for kings, right? Kings are born into being king. It doesn't matter if you're good at it or bad.
But they don't stay king unless they're good at it.
That's not true, man.
It is
Come, boy.
That's definitely not true.
There's most of
Come.
Europe is riddled, Western Europe and Eastern Europe, and then same
Come.
thing in Rome. If you were really bad at being king, it would often
Good
lead to your
boy.
So that is in fact
Good boy.
that is in fact a case
How
in
long?
point. So
How long was Emperor Nero king?
well, he wasn't king; he was an emperor.
For how long?
What is the difference
You
between
know,
emperor and
I'm
king?
not sure how long Nero was emperor, but wasn't if I'm correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember my Roman history specifically, but wasn't Nero assassinated?
Was he?
I think he was. I think wasn't Nero. Yeah, take a look real quick.
Let's see.
I believe he was, bro. Specifically because he was bad.
Okay, he was
Come, boy.
37. But when was he?
Come, boy.
Oh,
Come.
his reign was from 54 to 68.
Okay.
Come.
Yeah, how did, now I'm curious too. How did
Yeah,
that-
I couldn't remember.
Come.
I know Caligula.
Good.
He was unalived. I'm sorry, I don't mean to use the wrong word on the TikTok. I know he was unalive, and I don't remember Nero though, if he was or he wasn't. So, but the point being is that I guess when I'm talking about, so we don't get too sidetracked, when we're moving into the idea of communism itself, maybe I can just move to some basic questions instead, so we don't get bogged down on like ontological arguments of human nature. Would that be okay with you?
Leave it.
Nero,
Good.
Nero unalived himself.
Oh, the stress of
Yeah.
ruling. Didn't he? Maybe he had a disease or something. I can't remember. I'm not very
I think he
skilled.
was.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
with
he
Roman history
100%.
specifically with hierarchical rulers.
Yeah.
That's outside my normal purview.
He
But
won.
can I ask you this?
Yeah.
How do you?
Yeah.
How is it that you are able to? This is a question I always have for
Oh,
communists
shit.
that drives me crazy. I would contend
Good
that the thing that's
boy.
taken people out of poverty more than anything else is access to Western world is that now peasants, or what you consider the lowest class of people, actually that's what I would argue. So what I'm asking you is like how do you intercede on this thing? By access to capital, I mean things like home loans, for instance. Things that would be unachievable for people to save up under normal circumstances over the course of 10 or 15 years. You know, $150,000. It's not actually very possible for most people to do that. So my question just becomes: absent access to capital, what is it that how is it you're bringing people out of poverty here exactly?
Leave it.
Historically, I mean, the two countries, right, to bring the most people out of poverty, to have the most like dramatic economic transformation. Of
Trace. Come, boy. Come.
the People's Republic of China.
Come, boy. Good. Come. Good.
You can call it socialism.
Sit. Good. Stay. Itchy butt.
In order to bring themselves out of poverty, was a primary reason that the peasants
Stay.
in China was able to bring themselves out of poverty because they could access capital.
Come, boy. Good. Good. Go throw away your poopy. Perfect. Good boy.
Yeah, that would be why.
Okay. I don't know if that's true.
Well, how else do you think that they're getting?
Leave it. Good. Come, boy.
And they're using loaned money in order to buy them.
Well, in China, you can't, like, you don't own land by the state, right? Like, you don't privatize
Nice Honda.
land. So you have to lease it,
Good.
right?
Good decisions. Looks like broccoli. Kale.
where you can, pass it down to your family and things like that.
I don't know what this. Good boy.
Yes, the answer is yes.
What is it?
The thing is that
What is it? What is it? You're crazy? Is that water?
they can't access capital.
Good boy.
That peasants in Europe in the feudal system to begin with was because peasants they did not have access to capital at all. I mean, none. And after the plague went through, suddenly they did have more access to capital based on the lands that were transferred to them. The question just becomes, how is it that you can have people move themselves out of poverty?
Come on.
Access to capital. That's always been my question.
Come. Come.
Why is that a relevant question in like discussing
Good.
capitalism and communism?
Well, I mean, what would be the most
No.
relevant? Because my assumption here is
Atreus.
away from people
Come, boy.
with access to capital.
Come.
Instead, the state disperses
Here. Good. Sit. Good. Stay.
Well, that capital being in the hands of the private
Come.
beings, right?
Good.
And
Good.
when capital is held in the hands of like very, very few,
Come.
then how are people supposed to have access to that capital?
they
Here.
get access to that capital.
Come, boy.
So
Come.
rich people tend to live in
Good job.
money, and that's how people
Atreus, sit. Stay. Good. Good.
Why do you think that it's the case that in China there's such a high
It's okay. Let him bask.
because of the access that they have.
Come, boy.
That they have to loans that they didn't have.
Good.
They didn't have leadership
No.
to have access to capital in order to start their enterprise.
Good.
So the reason is that
No.
China has more loans than the
Sit.
US.
I'm not sure that
Sit.
right? But what I am saying to you is that
Atreus,
it's
sit.
access to capital that allows
Hey.
the underclass to bring itself out.
Turn this down a little bit.
Absent access to capital, I'm not sure how that's done.
Atreus,
You understand?
sit.
I think you understand what I'm saying, right? So let me be clear. What I'm saying is that in China, there's over 90
Good job. Stay.
states. It's about 60.
Boom.
So how do you
Boy.
explain
Okay, break.
access to capital is that they'll be able to agree, explain it for everything, and it really matters.
But that's not really an argument. So the idea here
It's a question.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not an argument at all. It's a question.
So the idea here is that in China they're trying to move people away from rural areas and into major meccas. Okay. When you're talking about home ownership there, you have to be very specific about what you mean. Do you consider a person who has a leased apartment to be a homeowner? Because I don't. And I do consider
Come,
the
boy.
fact that they still have access to capital as being the primary reason why the under-peasant
Come, boy.
class was able to rise itself up and try to create
Good.
some sort of middle class. Same thing happened in the United States. If you couldn't have had a middle class unless they had access to capital.
Good.
So
You
they
okay?
have to have access to it because private enterprise, the underclass.
Good.
Private- Yeah,
Good
go ahead.
boy.
What's the question?
My question is, why is there a disparity when comparing the U.S. to China? Why in China
What
is
are
there
they-
such a
okay,
much higher percentage?
What does China consider home ownership to be? Let's start with that.
And it's not what China considers it to be. Like it's what
What you doing?
the World Bank considers it to be.
Let's look.
Let's start.
All these
Let's start with
Good
what
boy.
what
Institutions
home ownership is
that-
considered. If you say over 90% of the Chinese people own their homes, what does that mean?
Yeah, but I don't think that the World Bank uses a different standard for home ownership in China and in the U.S. I don't think that it uses a different standard.
Good.
Well, I don't see why it wouldn't.
Right.
Why wouldn't it?
The World Bank?
Yeah, sure. Why couldn't it? So I would need to know
Bank is
distinctly, are they considering home ownership?
Do you know what
Good boy.
Yeah, I guess
You know
I'm
what the
aware
World
of
Bank
what
is?
the
Good
World Bank
boy.
is,
What you
but
doing?
You're making a statement, an affirmative claim. I'm asking you specifically what the criteria is here for what they consider home ownership to be.
But I think that's silly to assume that the
What
World
you
Bank would use a
doing?
different standard. Like
What's
that
the
question's
standard
not
at all that
relevant.
they're using then?
But that question's not relevant if the
the most
standard is the
relevant.
same for each country.
Well, no, it's still.
But if
be
the
very-
standard's the same,
It would still be very relevant because absent us understanding what the standard is, we might have a very, very distinct view on what we would consider ownership to be or not to be. So what is the standard that they're using here?
so let me ask you this.
Hang on. Do you
would
don't
you
know?
consider-
I just want to make sure you don't know what the standard is, right?
No, I don't know specifically how the World Bank measures home ownership.
Okay.
Apparently, he was really on one.
Hi, Mr. President. You came from a different way this time.
Yeah, a little bit different. We have some good people. We have
Come.
Senator Lindsey Graham.
Hello,
We have
everybody.
Howard Lutton,
Come.
Commerce. We have Steve Miller. We have a lot of people. We have Aaron. We have a lot of people. Go ahead.
Atreus.
Have you spoken with any of the U.S. service
Good
members
boy.
in charge of that operation in Venezuela?
Yes, we have calls into them. I don't want to speak.
Yep.
They're all in good shape.
Can
We
you
have-
detail what watching that was like when all of this played out in Venezuela and what Maduro was doing that moment?
Well, I
when
knew the
US
possible danger. It was a very dangerous operation.
doing?
It was amazing that we had a few injured, but all are in good shape right now. But I knew there was great danger. He got off a helicopter. The helicopters were being shot at.
Yeah.
They got on the ground. They're amazing talent and tremendous patriotism, bravery. The bravery was incredible. Lindsay, they got off the helicopter and the bullets were flying all over the place. As you know, one of the helicopters got hit pretty badly, but we got everything back. Got everything back and nobody killed.
The next question is who's
Yep.
in charge of Venezuela right now? Have you spoken to
Who's in charge?
the president there, Rodriguez? And what are your thoughts on the entire situation? You said the U.S. would run Venezuela.
We're dealing with the people. We're dealing with the people that just got sworn in. And don't ask me who's in charge because I'll give you an answer and it'll be very controversial.
What does that mean?
It means we're in charge.
Have you
Man. Wow. Okay. I don't want to say the name of the race of the doctor. Oh, shit.
Give you an answer and it'll be very don't
Oh,
ask me
shit.
because I'll give you an answer
Oh.
and it'll be very controversial.
What does that mean?
It means we're in charge.
Have you spoken with her?
We're in charge.
Have you spoken with her?
No, I haven't.
Didn't even talk.
But other people. Yeah, at the right time I will.
Did the U.S.
Oh
give
my
Delcy
God.
Rodriguez any guarantees in exchange for cooperating?
No, but she's cooperating. Are you going to demand free and fair elections? in the
Don't
short
ask
term in
me.
Venezuela?
This is
For
what
what
it
it is. You know what you're talking. We have to do one thing in Venezuela: bring it back. It's a dead country right now. It's a country that, frankly, we would have been if I had lost the election. We would have been a dead country. Venezuela.
Back to the old classics. Say the thing. Call
Good boy.
Yeah, we would have been Venezuela.
Come boy.
Venezuela right now is
Good
a
job.
We have to bring it back. We're going to have big investments by the oil companies to bring back the infrastructure. And the oil companies are ready to go. They're going to go in. They're going to rebuild the infrastructure. You know, we built it to start off with many years ago. They took it away. You can't do that. And you can't do that with me. They did it with other presidents.
How soon can
Other
an election
presidents.
take place in Venezuela? How soon can an election take place?
Well, I think we're looking more at getting it fixed, getting it ready first, because it's a mess. The country is a mess. It's been horribly run. The oil is just flowing at a very low level. Much lower than, even if it was badly run, it should have more income, more oil than what they're doing. So we're going to have
gotta get that oil. That's really, yeah.
the big oil companies going. And they're going to fix the infrastructure. They're going to invest money. We're not going to invest anything. We're going to just take care of the country. We're going to cherish the country. We're going to take care, more importantly, of the people. including Venezuelans that are living in our country that were forced to leave their country.
There's a lot of them.
And they're going to be taken very good care of. Yes, ma'am.
Leave it.
Yes.
Nope. Come, boy.
All of them.
Good.
Oil companies are on board for going to Venezuela and getting all of Venezuela's oil. That's crazy. I would have never expected that.
Atreus.
Wow. Real shocker, huh, guys?
Atreus.
You
Come,
don't
boy.
say. Yeah, Chevron stock going
Here.
up like a rocket. Man, I don't get it.
Atreus.
Oil running low levels. Why is this a problem?
Atreus.
Well, if you have
Up.
more oil, then you have more oil.
Good job. Good job. Over. Good boy. Over. Come.
Before and after.
Good job.
And they want to go in,
Down.
and they're going to do a great job for the people of Venezuela.
Uh-huh.
And they're going to represent us well. But you know, the infrastructure is rusty, rotten, most of it unusable. It's old, it's broken. You see pipes laying all over the ground. Nothing's been invested for years. Chevron's in, as you know, they've done a good job, but even they haven't been in a position to invest money because they're on a month-to-month basis.
What happens to the
They're only there because I wanted them to be there.
Somebody asked in chat, why is it our oil?
Atreus. Come, boy. Come. Come, boy. Atreus.
You
Atreus.
understand?
Come, boy.
You see that?
Atreus.
That's why.
Come.
That's the reason.
Come, boy.
And
Good job.
you could say it's other reasons too,
Atreus. Hey.
but that's
Up.
the main reason.
Atreus.
Yep. Good
Up.
argument, great argument. Amazing
Good.
argument. Trust me, guys. This argument
Good.
works really
Over.
well.
Over. Good. Over. Come on. Good job.
The
Over.
military in Venezuela is mad. Yeah, I wonder why.
Good job. Sit.
So
Good
Venezuela
boy,
thus far has
Bubba.
been very
Good boy,
nice,
Bubba.
but it helps
Good
have a
boy.
force like we have. You know, we were ready for a second wave.
Yeah.
We were all set
Good
to
job.
go, but we don't think we're going to need it.
There's about 17 billion worth of oil reserves in Venezuela. Is
More.
that going to be?
You mean trillion?
And is that going to be
Did you say
something?
billion or
I
trillion?
said billion.
You said 17 billion? It's much more than that.
Okay, so what is going to happen to those reserves?
Well, we're going to run everything. We're going to run it, fix it. We'll have elections at the right time. The main thing you have to fix, it's a broken country. There's no money. There's inflation. Like we would have had, if I didn't win
Good
this election.
boy.
Man, all right.
We would have been Venezuela on steroids. Lindsay would know that. You might say something on that because we were talking before. We would have had a doubling up of very bad things that cost us a lot of money, like welfare, frankly. We wouldn't have had jobs. And instead of
Come.
having $18 trillion,
Good
we would
boy.
have had at least
Good
$5
boy.
to $10 trillion leaving the country.
Good
So
boy.
our costs would have gone up, and all of the money we're setting a record. It's long broken. And that's it. That's after 10 months. We haven't included the 11th month. So we think we can hit over $20 trillion. The all-time record is 3 by another country known as China.
It's just,
Time record is 3 by another country known as China.
it's just, I do watch the way Trump talks, and I try to, like, break it down why it's so funny. Just like the
Sit.
way he explains stuff and the way he says
Good
things. It's just,
boy,
at least in my
say.
opinion, it's very funny.
Come, boy.
About 10 years ago,
It's the
they did
timing,
three.
yeah.
We're going to do close to 20 trillion. By the way, there has never been anything like
This
this
way.
ever before.
Good
It's all because of
boy.
tariffs and the election, but it's because of tariffs.
There was a time.
Without tariffs, we wouldn't have 10 cents being invested.
There was a time back in 2016 when I remember
Come,
your
boy.
RNC speech, and you were saying that regime change and
Good. Come.
when you were speaking at the RNC
Come.
back in 2016.
Go ahead, run it.
Here.
You were criticizing
Here.
the change in nation building
Come.
and the US being involved in that. It seems obviously
Good job.
your
Sit.
stance has changed on that. What led
Sit.
begins the US nation building now?
Good boy. Stay. How's it going, boss man? Stay. Thank you, sir. Good job. Great job. Come on. Good boy.
Radius.
To travel 24 hours in an airplane. This is Venezuela. It's in our area.
That makes sense.
Come, boy.
So is that what you would
Venezuela. It's in our area. The Don Road Doctrine.
Good boy. This way.
Oh God.
So is that what you would
Good
say?
job.
We're in the business
Well,
of
no,
nation building now?
we're in the business of having countries around us that are viable and successful, and where the oil is allowed to freely come out because
I
that's
got
good
two
against
now.
the prices. That's good for our country. We have a very sick neighbor. It's not a neighbor, but it's close to a neighbor.
What,
And
Cuba?
that's Venezuela. It's very sick.
No.
Colombia is very sick too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States.
Uh-oh.
And he's not going to be doing it very long, let me tell you.
He's gonna be doing it.
Come, boy.
very long. Oh my God.
Good job, sir.
What does
Good
that mean?
boy.
What does that mean?
He's not doing it very long. He has cocaine
Atreus, come.
mills and cocaine factories. He's not going to be doing it
So
very
there
long.
will be an operation by the US and
It sounds good to me.
Sit. Good boy.